no living life in my pseudo. Ain't no living life in my pseudo. We going out tonight, who am I? You know, ain't no bedtime. You grown, spending them dimes.
Hello and welcome to the De'Ara Show. And thank you for joining me today. So we have a guest to stir the pot with, and her name is Jazza-Rae Felder. And she is a model. She's a chef. She's a motivational speaker. She's everything all in one, and your go-to to speak with another woman to get her opinions. She's a great all-around girl's girl. Her name, again, Jazza-Rae Felder. Thank you for coming today, Jazza-Rae.
Thank you for having me very much. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you.
Yes, and I'm grateful that you obliged this invitation to come on the De'Ara Show today, and you're giving us your time and your wonderful positive energy.
Yes.
So I want to say to all the inspiring models out there, Jazza-Rae is so pleasant and she's so professional and she's super duper beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. What kind of balance do you need to have in your life now in order to stay healthy mentally, physically, as a chef, as a model in today's society?
You have to, for me, to be honest with you, I'm going to keep it very real.
Yeah.
You have to be delusional. You have to be completely delusional. I know it sounds crazy to say that, but you have to. You have to be selfish in such a way that is giving to you, not taking from you. You understand? So when it comes to wanting to be in all these different things, first of all, having all these multiple gifts to be able to show up is a part of who you are. It's like the rainbow. You have the red, the pinks, the blues. It's giving you an opportunity to spread out who you are in a wide range. And so for me to be able to, and to be like, I'm just getting back into modeling, you know what I mean? Like, but it never leaves you. The world is my oyster, so anytime I step out, that's my runway. No matter what it is that I'm doing, that's my runway. I walk very much like, hey, I'm ready, no matter what it is, whether I'm going to cook for somebody, whether I'm gracing a fashion show, or I'm just coming out to go garden, or just to do fitness. You are a model of everything that's about you. Being a model is just like, I'm my resume. When you see me, I'm my resume.
Yeah. So you talked about the colors of the rainbow, right?
Yes.
The red, the blue, you got your yellow. You are all the above, right? So how did you feel like coming up and knowing that you were all these things, you had the desire to achieve all these goals professionally? How did you feel you were going to be able to accomplish them, like growing up?
Honestly, I didn't know. I was just going with flow. I grew up in Harlem, and growing up in Harlem, it by itself, like that's the fashion of the fashion, the it of the it, the hustle of the hustle. Like you had everything. My era coming up, we had the youth was the ones throwing the parties, making the shirts, designing clothes, and doing the parties and the flyers. Like I came up on this, and then coming from a family that is very well talented in dancing, singing, and being so creative, art and stuff, it's definitely very much instilled in me.
Oh, that's great. So I think that many of us, you know, we have the talents within us that we want to let out, but we're scared to show our real selves, scared of judgment, scared of what someone might say or think, that we might mess up, make a mistake, not do it right. Like, what do you say to people that want to try a passion, right? Like, what if they're also interested in being a chef, but they're a model and they feel like they can't go in a different lane?
I will say right now in society, that's cap. Because at this point, everybody doing everything. It's so much aspiration around you, showing it that you can be all that you can be and all that you want to be. There's no room to say that you can't do that. And I'm really grateful for the people before that paid the way, just for today, for people to have all walks of life to be able to, right now, look at all these beautiful, I seen this beautiful, voluptuous woman at this casting call, and my girl ate, honey. She was ate. Everybody was looking. You saw the stares because she was confident. She had this tube top. She had her black tube top, her little thing. And if you look at her, would you say, oh, she's not a model. She doesn't have a model body. But honey, that confidence, that model all the way. She modeled her security, her confidence. And to me, that's bigger than me looking like I have confidence and I really don't. Do you understand? She hit that runway and was like, honey, I said, yes. My little anxiety went to the side real quick. I said, Jazz, you got this. You got this. We're going to walk and we're going to do this. You know what I mean? Like, she helped me walk. I'm over there like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, because I haven't graced this. I haven't done this in a long time. Nobody would look at me and say, oh, I'm not insecure, but nobody wouldn't think that I have certain insecurities, certain phobias, or certain stuff. Like,
yeah. When I first met you, Jazz, you walked into the room and you have such a radiance about you, right? So it was at an event called Rooting for Everyone Black, right? Given by Tavern Community and Bounce Black.
Yes.
And you spoke at the event about having to silence your voice a little bit. And could we talk about...
A little bit?
Yeah. Like, why did you feel the need you need to silence your voice? Like, why would you think that you, this beautiful, tall model, like, that everyone would listen to if you opened your mouth to speak, why would you feel like you had to silence your voice?
All my life I've been told I talk too much. And to believe it or not, a lot of times, no matter what a lot of people do understand. When you have this and you could talk a certain type of way, you ruffle feathers. You make people feel some type of way. It comes from the tone of your voice. It comes from certain words. So for me, walking in certain type of rooms, people was like, I don't want to hear you, or being like, oh yeah, she right, because I'm already coming with something that's true and honest. So a lot of times people don't want to hear that you doing, or you get told you doing too much. So for me, not feeling like my voice was heard is because I spoke all my life. I have spoken up. And people chose not to hear. And it's not that they didn't hear, they picked up what they wanted to and left what they didn't want to. So for me, it came into the people pleasing, like you know what I mean, like dulling down more and dulling down a little bit more, like you too big, you too much, you too this. And it's like, well, okay, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm like, hey, I'm like, come, nice girl, you know what I mean, or whatever. But for me, it wasn't like that. You know, I don't victimize myself or anything like that, but coming up where you are not, it comes from childhood trauma as well. It comes from the household you was raised in. Like, when did you ever really have a voice? When did you have a say? When did you feel safe? You know what I mean? It comes from that mother womb, that daddy womb of not feeling heard or protected. And then you travel that out in your life, and it traveled out my life. I'm a child, and I had adults tell me they couldn't stand me. So it trickled. And even with that, I still felt like I still was being myself until things started connecting more and more. And then it started hitting, and I started, you know.
Yeah, but on that note, I think many people can relate. And it's funny how sometimes you're not good enough to people to be an outspoken person, where we take your opinion into account. But they want you to be the trophy girlfriend or trophy friend or a trophy wife. You know what I'm saying? Just stand there and look pretty. They want to be seen with you, you know. But that's not all that's acceptable. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But we'll talk more about this next on the De'Ara Show. And we'll go to break now. See you soon. Hello and welcome to the De'Ara Show. Thank you so much for joining me today. Up next, we have a guest, the creator of the Community Spotlight Foundation, Jamil Luna. Jamil, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank
for
you
the
for having
Tiara
me.
Show. Yes.
Yes. She ready.
She ready. So, Jamil, now you started the Spotlight Foundation, right? Community Spotlight Foundation. And how big of a step was it to start your foundation? And tell me what motivates you.
Yes. So, De'Ara, once again, thank you for inviting me on your show. It's truly an honor. And this was the labor of love because the Community Spotlight Foundation actually started out of the Community Spotlight Project in 2020. When everyone was home and everything shut down, I decided to take it to social media and just start interviewing people. Fast forward 4 years later, 40 plus interviews, amazing interviews, and I started getting advice from my current roommate who said, why don't you turn this into something? And we started having talks about turning it into a 501c3, a nonprofit. Yeah. So last year, I finally did it. I finally turned it into a nonprofit. It is officially a 501c3. And in July of this year, July 4th to be exact, I launched it officially to the people of the world, like I say, right? And just I started from then on fundraising and just putting the word out. And that's why I really want to thank you for even giving me the opportunity to talk about it today.
Of course. So part of your mission, right, is to empower people. Can you tell me about some more ideas that align with your mission?
Yes, yes. So if anybody knows me, they know that I love being in front of a camera. I love telling stories. I love highlighting and spotlighting the community. So that formula is really what the mission is to empower people to also see themselves in other people's stories, empowering people to tell their story, and just empowering people to not be afraid to share. And I feel like we live in a society, especially with social media, that we have the pros and the cons, the good and the bad. And we know that social media can be used for the negative. But at the end of the day, what I want to show and what the Community Spotlight Foundation is showing is that you can use social media for good. So it's very simple right now. It's just messaging around what the community is doing on a daily basis.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's so great of you to start a foundation to help others, to empower others. And I must say, you're a great motivational speaker as well.
Thank you.
And yeah, you are so lively and so cool. And people could really look up to you. And you're a beautiful man.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
You ready? Thank you, thank you.
Yes. So what are some of your favorite events to speak at?
So, you know, I'll take almost any opportunity as long as it's an opportunity to talk about the good work of the Community Spotlight Foundation. If it's a work about highlighting my HIV journey, if it's, you know, so just as a side note, so I also work for AIDS Healthcare Foundation. I'm a pharmacy sales rep and I've been there for 8 years. That has also been a catalyst and it has catapulted me into a world of sharing my story and not being afraid because I now have the tools. I work with my community every day and I see that when you share your story, that's so powerful. And especially when a young person comes to you and is newly diagnosed with HIV and you can sit down with them and actually educate them that it's going to be okay. The sky's the limit, and I see people change literally in that moment. It's like this dynamic, right? Just sitting next to someone and just sharing your truth. That is so powerful.
Now more than ever, right? Mm-hmm. Medicine has changed, technology has changed, and we can live with HIV without having it be a death sentence. So what are some ways that you stay vibrant, happy, and healthy in your lifestyle? And like, what advice can you offer others who have maybe found out about a positive status or feeling, confused about it?
Yes, yes. So I was diagnosed at 20 years old. I'm now 39, so 19 years HIV positive. And the journey wasn't always easy, but the minute that I started to share my story and started to like look for resources and help, I saw that my life changed. But guess where it changed? It really changed up here. And it's your mentality. And then I started to look for the right resources in terms of doctors, the support system, taking my medicine. Now we have so many one-pill regimens. We have injectables that are every 2 months and soon to be every 6 months. We have PrEP, which now I can be with an HIV negative partner and they don't have to be afraid of me because now if I take my medicine, I'm undetectable, so I can't transmit it to them. And the same thing for them. If they take their medicine as prescribed by a doctor every day, there's no possible way that they can get it. So it's almost like we come together and there's like this fear. There's no fear, actually. And also, for the first time in my life, I have the power in my hands again. I can feel equal to my partner, equal to my community. So I really love that. And I really think we've come so far in the world of HIV and STI screenings, where now more people are talking about it, getting screened. We even have something called DoxyPep, which is something to prevent chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. You know, so ask about it, and I'll definitely leave my information, and people could follow me too to learn more about it. And I also wanted to add that I'm working in Hell's Kitchen, so if whoever's looking for me, just look for AHF Hell's Kitchen.
For sure, for sure. So you spoke about a support system, right?
Yes.
And how important was it for you to make sure you had a support system? Because sometimes people might say, don't say all of that. Don't tell your status. There's no point of being like boisterous about your status or your health situation. But you work in like the medical field and you pair social media along with the medicine.
Yes.
So that's super important to see someone so like bright, vibrant, and gorgeous like you, like being the face of, you know, taking care of yourself. So how important is a support system just for everyone out there listening who may have a family member?
De'Ara, let me tell you the truth. To this day, after being in this community at the forefront, telling my story, people still criticize me. I've actually been getting more social media bullying and hate more than I've ever gotten in my life. But guess what? But she ready. And the reason I wanted to start there is because it's almost like that's what fuels me. It's almost like I want to show all the haters. I want to show all the naysayers. I want to show everybody who feels like they can't speak up. I want to show them that, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And that you should use yourself as a vessel for good. And that's how I see myself. I know I was not put on this earth to be at the back burner behind some computer screen all day. No offense to anybody who does that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I know I'm meant to do so much more. And I'm aware of my light. And I know that I was put on this earth to just be a beacon of light for the rest of us that maybe sometimes they don't want to speak up, they're shy, or they just need a happy face to look at or something funny online to just smile at. And, you know, I'm a goofy spirit. So what I bring to social media is literally, you know, humor, education, and just vibrancy. You know, I bring all that into the mix, and I feel like it resonates because how I treat social media is a tool for good and education.
Thank you so much, Jamil. Up next, more with the De'Ara Show. We have more of Jazz and Jamil. See you soon after the break.
What's up, creative family? Discover your voice with BronxNet Community Media Classes. Are you ready to bring your ideas to life? At BronxNet, we offer television production classes for community members ages 18 and over, empowering you to share your vision with the world. Get certified in field production, in-studio production, and our new exciting addition, podcast production. Once certified, you can create your own show to air on one of our 6 TV channels. It all starts with our free Unleash Your Ideas Masterclass, designed to help you plan your show idea and set you up for success on your production journey. This class is offered at the beginning of each month for your convenience. Our dedicated BronxNet team is here to support, encourage, and uplift you every step of the way. Join us and become a part of the creative force that engages and inspires the Bronx community and beyond. Sign up today and start your media journey with BronxNet. Visit bronxnet.org/education to learn more and register. Let's create something amazing together.
Hey, you guys, and thank you for joining us, and welcome back to the De'Ara Show. We have some guests for you today. The Community Spotlight Foundation, Jamil Luna is the creator, and we have the model, the chef, the motivational speaker, Jazzaray Felder. So you guys, speaking of health, right, before we went on our breaks, I want to know, what is your morning routine like? Because me, I'm a person that I've never considered myself a morning person. I like to wake up as late as possible because of this, but in my lifestyle, I feel like I need to become a morning person, especially since many of our days have to start early. Whatever you may have, like a job, a kid. What do you think is a good start to a morning, and what time do you normally start your days?
Well, for me, my days, due to my practices, my days starts at 3 a.m. So I get up, I get myself ready, I start off with my prayer, then I go into my meditation, then I go into my chant, and then I go into my body movement. Rather it's yoga or just me doing a deep stretch in the morning just to get my body going up, or I'm tapping or I'm shaking. I'm doing something that's waking my body up, my nervous system, to say, hey, we're awake, we're here, we're grateful for ourselves. And then I start my day with a key lime hot water, and then I moved up until by the time I'm leaving. If I'm going out to a gig as to work, I have a herbal tea, and then from there, once I get there, I'll have like a juice, and then I'll move until it's time for me to break fast, which would normally be around 11 or 12, 12:30-ish.
So I noticed you said that you do a meditation.
Yes.
How important is it to start your day with a meditation? Because like in this day and age, we can
Super important.
Yeah.
The stimulation.
Yeah. We can have like high anxiety.
Right.
We just need to be in the right mindset
Yes.
to walk
Listen,
outside the door.
Absolutely.
I
yeah.
feel like for me, and I'm keeping on the eye, I believe everybody should be able to show up in a way that's good to them, but for me, it's very important you start your day with self. Because if you start your day with giving already, you lost. Your day is done. You are depleted. You're gone. Because you started your day with work. You started your day thinking about your boss. You started your day touching your phone. You started your day already with worry. I sit and I go in and I thank God. I thank God for my breath. That I was able to wake up. That even if I'm tired and don't want to go to this workplace, I'm grateful that I'm able to have a place to go and work. So sitting with self, just giving myself the time, it helps me go out and have that day that I'm deserving of. I can deal with things more at a calm pace. And even when I'm at work and there's something that's coming up, I allow myself space. Hey, space, go sit somewhere for a while. I communicate, hey, I need a moment, and I'll calibrate myself and do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it took practice for me to get to that place, because but once upon a time it was like, you know, you all over the place,
Well, Jamil, how important is your morning routine for your day?
So, you know, as Jazzaray is speaking, the first thing that came to mind is I'm so grateful for therapy. And although it is not an everyday practice, it's once a week, but I'm so grateful for it because it reminds me to have self. And it reminds me to start here. Because if you have all the tools within you, then you can handle the rest of the world, right? But we forget a lot of times. So, you know, I would say on a consistent basis, I love affirmations. So whether it's on social media, the pages I'm following, I have a whole wall dedicated to affirmations. I even have a picture of my little boy. He's 4 or 5 years old at my Disney World themed party. And I remind myself that you are beautiful, you are loved, you are worthy, you are powerful. And, you know, in terms of just my regular routine, you know, I take pride in how I look, you know, how I present myself, because I grew up with 2 beautiful women, my mother and my grandmother, who always said, put your best foot forward and you show up. Now, it's not being conceited. It's just that what God gave you, you take care of it. So that also means going to the gym, just making sure I eat healthy, and taking care of this beautiful body that was given to us, right? That was given to me, right?
Yes.
So why not, right?
And you're the fun gate uncle, right?
Yes, I'm a fun gate uncle.
Everybody love a good thing. I mean, listen.
I get to give them back though.
I love my babies too.
I love my babies, but they're a lot. Let me tell you, 4 and 5 years old.
What's your favorite thing to do with them? Like, what do you like to do?
Oh man, so the holidays, I love the holidays because, you know, I get to give them my love and show them, like, you know, not materialistically, but we spend times, we do memories. I encourage them to do TikToks with me, and I'm like, come on, Theo.
It's important today to have that and to have an uncle, because a lot of us is not coming from that structure background. A lot of us is not coming from traditionals. Like some people today, people still don't know what a form of love is, to communicate what love languages is. So for you to be able to be that Theo, that uncle, to show them, hey, and be a man, because you got both a niece and a nephew, and you have both masculine and feminine energy.
Absolutely.
So to be that powerful in connection, you can, hey niece, come, I got you with the boys and the makeup.
That's
but
right.
I got my nephew too. I got you with
the
boys.
With the tins
I
and the
got the
fitted.
tin and the fitted too. So however, like we need to go, y'all can never not feel comfortable or safe to come to your uncle with anything, and to bridge that for them, that is grateful, because today we need it, especially with these youth. Because we are setting an example of what they see and how they're supposed to love, or what they're accepting of what love is.
So what would you say is your love languages?
Oh, I have many love language. Like I'm very like, I'm very outgoing. I'm very like, I'm fun. I tap very much into my inner child. Like me with children, you're gonna be like, hold up, which one is the kid? Because at this point, I'm the aunt that's gonna roll on the floor. I'm the aunt that's gonna have the paint on. I'm the aunt, and I'm the aunt that say, what's up? Come on, we're gonna handle this. What's going on? You get what I mean? Like I'm that's me. Like my nephews, my nieces, all of them that love me, they love me, because that's who they can relate to. That inner child of me. And also it helped me learn myself more. It helped me build myself. So like I said, I'm the one, we coloring, we everywhere. You want to paint, you want to go for a walk, I'm going to help you understand. I guess you want to put your dress on and be your bobos, or the boys, you want to go do sports, you want to go do whatever them things, you jump over the things. My nephew will tell you, I'm quick to jump off something. Let's go. Like, who is she? What are you doing? Yeah, I'm there with you. Come on.
Yeah, so speaking of stirring the pot with Jazz, right? So being that you're a chef, like, what are your favorite pastries to make? Like, what are your favorite things to cook?
So I don't really do pastries. I think pastries is really cool, and shout out to the pastry chefs.
I'm sorry, I said pastries because I'm hungry for pastries. I like my croissants, I like my little cakes and muffins.
No, nothing wrong with that.
And I saw you were making like some really cute.
So I think the picture that you have, I think that is a vegan. Oh, no, that is vegan meatballs.
Oh, what do you make vegan meatballs with?
So, well, in this case, it's different ways. It's different ways you can make them. You could do lentils, mushrooms. It's ground meat. Ground walnuts, cashews. It's so many different things. You can
and it adds to the flavor.
Yes, you can use applesauce for binding. You can use the alfalfa from the chickpeas to bind. All depending on what you're doing. If you're doing vegan, you would do the alfalfa. But if you're doing vegetarian stuff, you can still stick to your everyday egg or whatever. And if you just want to try something different, you can use applesauce.
Which is great for me as a lactose intolerant person,
because
I'm lactose intolerant. So I can't eat regular meatballs a lot of times because they fill it with like milk or cheese or something,
and
right?
It's too rich. But what's funny about it is that you're not really allergic to that. It's a chemical within that is what everybody's allergic to. Because once upon a time, you was able to drink milk from a cow, and it was fine. But now all this processing, when anything that says processed meaning that it has something that's had to stay in it so that it can stay for a longer shelf life. I'd rather before, back in the day, they was going and milking from the cow and y'all was drinking it within a day or two. Now we doing it. We could go in a supermarket and it's for sorry.
Yes, it's okay. But we're going to continue this conversation another time. But for now, we're going to wrap up. And thank you, everyone, for joining the De'Ara Show today. And I hope I see you next time. Thank our lovely guests, Jazzaray Felder and Jamil Luna.
Thank you.
From the Community Spotlight Foundation. Thank you again. See you next time.
Ain't no living life semi-pseudo. Ain't no living life semi-pseudo. We going out tonight.